Okay, let's get into this. We spend so much time talking about, the shiny new things, the next app, the latest AI.
Mm,
But sometimes the most critical innovation, the stuff that really matters, is in places we don't always look, like healthcare.
absolutely. And that's what we're looking at today. We're doing a deep dive into a company called Cotton Craft.
Right, they're a Pakistan-based manufacturer, and they're focused on something pretty fundamental, surgical dressings and wound care.
And they have this huge claim. They say they're positioned to dominate the global market. And it's all built on, well, unbreakable quality control.
So that's our mission for this deep dive.
Right.
We're going to look at the evidence, their scale, their R&D, their whole strategy, and figure out if this ambition is, actually realistic.
It is ambitious, but it all starts with this incredibly powerful founding story. The company was started back in 1981.
Okay.
And the founders, Mr. Parvez and Shahid Akhtar, they discovered something pretty horrifying. They found that poor quality surgical dressings were a major and preventable cause of post-operative infections.
Wow, so it wasn't just about making a product, it was a mission.
Exactly. The core mandate became saving lives by stopping infections at the source. Quality wasn't just a feature, it was everything.
And that kind of focus, I imagine, gives you a strong foundation to build on?
It does. It helped them become dominant in the Pakistan market, which gives them the kind of scale you need for serious global exporting.
But scale is one thing. Competing in places like Europe or the US requires ironclad proof of quality. How do they actually do that?
Two ways. First, they stick to really strict pharmacopoeial standards.
Yeah.
You see them referencing the British pharmacopoeia, the USP.
Hold on, for listeners not in the pharma world, what does that really guarantee?
It guarantees purity. It
Yeah.
guarantees that the product will perform exactly as it's supposed to every single time.
Ah.
No exceptions.
Okay, and the second way?
This is their biggest weapon. Complete vertical integration.
That sounds comprehensive. Walk us through what that actually looks like for a company making dressings.
It means they own the entire process.
Yeah.
I mean, from the raw cotton fiber.
The raw material itself.
Yep. All the way through the weaving, the washing, the processing,
Mm.
right up to the finished, sterilized product.
So they cut out all the middlemen.
All of them. There's no third-party variability, no risk from an outside supplier cutting corners. They control every single step.
Wait, but that has to be incredibly expensive up front, right? How can they afford that massive overhead and still aim to undercut the big Western players?
That is the genius of the strategy. The initial investment is high, you're right. But over time, it lets them crush their operational costs.
Because there's no markup along the supply chain.
Exactly. It makes their super consistent quality much cheaper to produce than for competitors juggling dozens of suppliers.
And this is where it gets really interesting because they're not just making simple cotton wool or gauze.
No, not at all. They are climbing the value chain. They're investing heavily in what they call Tier 3 advanced wound dressings,
Using biomaterial.
cutting-edge biomaterials. This is where their R&D really comes into play.
Things like chitostat and chitograph, those are chitosan-based, right?
That's right. Chitosan is naturally antimicrobial, and it actually helps accelerate tissue regeneration.
So it's not just covering a wound, it's actively helping the body heal faster.
And then you have their calcium alginate dressings,
Hmm.
which are derived from seaweed.
Seaweed.
Yeah. They're unbelievably absorbent, and they form a kind of healing gel the second they touch wound fluid. It shows they have serious scientific chops.
Okay, so let's connect the dots. You've got this intense focus on quality through vertical integration. You've
Mhm.
got real investment in advanced R&D. And then there's the core strategy.
Affordability. Their whole disruption is based on making pharmacopoeia-level, advanced wound care accessible and inexpensive.
Their mission statement says it all, really. Serving humanity through affordable, quality medical devices.
And that vertical integration is the ACE card. It's what lets them meet strict global standards. We're talking CE marking while keeping costs dramatically lower.
So if they succeed, if Cotton Craft really scales this model,
It puts immense pressure on every single established player in the market.
and it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other categories are just waiting for this exact playbook?
You mean things like surgical tools, IV components?
Exactly. All these essential medical supplies. Is this model quality control, plus integrated manufacturing, plus global affordability, the future of how we get our medical devices?
That is a very powerful thought to consider.
Yeah.
The shift could be absolutely massive.